It. Hey, everybody. Say hi when you come on. Tell me what you're working on. If you're out of town, tell me where you're from. Sorry, we're running a little bit late today. Trying to find some things and it just didn't work the way we wanted it to this morning or this afternoon. Evening, 7 o'clock. So every Monday, except for obviously last Monday because it was Labor Day, I come on Facebook Live at 7 o'clock Eastern time and do Monday Motivation. We talk about yarn, we talk about patterns, we talk about food, who knows, all kinds of random stuff. Hi, Mary. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Holly. Oh, hi, Nicole. Still working on your fireworks sweater and the Casa Pinka knit along. Hi, Joyce. Oh, hi, Mom. Linda from Bay City, not too far away at all. Sherry, I have the pattern for the mitts. Hi, Diane. Hi, Cheryl. I am going to email it out to people or print it out for people that would prefer that. I can't guarantee that there aren't going to be little errors in it because I'm not a pattern writer expert by any stretch, but it's a fairly straightforward knit. So yes, I will have that going out to people this week. Hi, Bev. Hi, E. Tammy, hipster con for my birthday. So Tammy, you're going to be knitting washcloths for a while. So you're going from acrylic to cotton. Jenny finished the Sonoma shrug, want to make another in blue. Ooh, that would be nice. Katrina from Mount Pleasant. Hi. Holly working on devouring pizza. Starting a sweater for my daughter's birthday. Both sound fantastic. Hi, Vicki. Mom, okay, I will get a copy of the knit pattern to you. I did get more of the Malabrigo yarn in the Caprino. Let me go grab that and I can show you. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, oh, hey, I should probably do my introduction. I did part of it. My name's Kristen. I own the Little Yarn Shop in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Most people know it as the Downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. We are two different things, but if you know where the farmers market is, just come inside the building and you'll find us. Shop hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Like I said, lives every Monday at 7. So for those that don't know what people are referring to, mitts, these are the mitts they're talking about. So I knit. They turned out so cute. And I did a pair. I did 2 of them, you guys. That's something in my world. I knit this meld cowl that takes 1 skein each of this Malabrigo Caprino. And you guys, if you have been in the shop and you have not felt this yarn, oh, you're missing out. It's like heaven. But I had enough left over that I wanted to do something else. So I wrote up a pattern for some fingerless mitts. You knit them flat, seam them. It'd be easy enough to convert it to knitting in the round if you wanted to. Oh, look at that. I didn't warn Melissa we were going to be talking about that. She's already on it. Joyce, just a few rows away from finishing wedgie scarf. Excellent. Which one is this one? Is it the white one or the purple one? Mom working on You Are Enough. Hi, Edie from Alpena. Vicki still working on yours. All right. Cora from Virginia, we're going to see you soon. Hi, Laura. Thank you. Laura said my shop looks awesome. Joyce, purple one. Okay, cool. So again, when I talked about this set before, this kit before, it sold out pretty quickly. So I cheated a little bit, you guys. I couldn't wait another week to open my box from Malabrigo or Dream in Color. I knew the Dream in Color box was going to have the September pop-up club and socket club. And I didn't want the people that pre-ordered those to have to wait. So I opened those boxes. I filled in some gaps. Well, you can't really see it that way. Let's see. This little tripod I have is a little weak. So if it's not resting on something, it falls. So new colors of Dream in Color. Well, replenished colors, I shouldn't say new. A couple of them are. There are a couple really, really pretty ones in there. All of the kit yarns are sold for the club, the 2 clubs. All right, so let's see. 33. Oh, how I wish. That would be my husband commenting on there. If you didn't know, I had a birthday last Thursday. I did not turn 33. That was a little while ago. Maybe I'm still 33 in his eyes. I know I have at least 2 birthday buddies, Mary and Chandra, have the same birthday as I do. That's kind of fun. 9/9. All right, so I'm not following my notes at all tonight, you guys. No big surprise. You know me, you know I'm kind of all over the place, but that's what makes it entertaining. I am wearing, it's called the Marin Lynn Cami. You guys have seen this one before. It's a great layering piece done out of a cotton wool blend. Thank you, Diane. Never remember what it is. Aw, thanks, Holly. Thanks, Debbie. Everybody's telling me happy birthday now. I appreciate it, you guys. So the top is Marin Lynn Cami by Louise LaMarche. Takes 437 to 612 yards of fingering weight yarn. You could do it out of a skein or 2 of, oh, got fuzzy in my nose. A skein or 2 of any fingering weight yarn. I used Latamia Catone. I have lots of colors of that. If you guys would be interested, let me know and I can always post a picture. 2 skeins is all it needs, even for the largest size. That's what I'm wearing. What did I finish? I finished something. Last time we talked, so that was 2 weeks ago, I talked about this, the instant shawl using Earth's Galatea. Sorry, my pattern's a little well loved. The instant shawl. And I had 2 colors. I had the cream and I had the grays. And the majority of you said that I should knit it up in the grays. It's not been, you guys, all right. It's not been blocked. Clearly it's a little bit wonky still, but I think it probably took me 3 nights to knit this, just sitting on the couch or sitting around. I've been really tired lately, so lots of time just sitting on the couch, sometimes knitting, sometimes not. But I really like how it turned out. So if I put it on, it needs tassels. It needs to be blocked and it needs tassels. So the yarn is Earth's Galatea is 100% bulky cotton. I have the yarn set aside to make one in wool too, because I think that would be fun. But it is long enough to drape around. It's got, in the picture, it shows little, not pom-poms, tassels. Sometimes I'm not a tassel fan, but I like them on this. I think I have enough yarn left over to do that. So I may do that and it'll add a little bit of something to it. but fun. This yarn is great for quick knits for people that you don't necessarily want to gift wool, with it being 100% cotton. The downside is cotton doesn't have any of that elasticity when you're knitting with it. So sometimes it can be a little bit harder on your hands depending on how it's spun. This is just a traditionally spun yarn, so it's a little bit tougher, but worth it. Look at those drop stitches, how cool that looks. I did not take my own advice on this one and switch to a smaller needle as I was working my way back. So I fought with my double wraps a little bit, but it was worth it. It's done. So that's what I finished. I am only actively working on two things. I'm working on my Carbeth sweater. I have the two sleeves done. This is good TV knitting. There's the body, starts at the bottom. I don't even know. When I get a pattern like this that just says knit for X amount of inches, I don't even measure or really look to see, okay, how many inches did it actually say to knit? Because I figure I'm just going to keep going and going and going. Then I won't be I won't be disappointed when I'm only halfway there or whatever. But I really like the way this yarn looks. Let me tell you about the yarn. It's Ella Ray. I have to find one of my labels. There we go. Ella Ray Chunky Merino Superwash. I'm using it for similar patterns as I did the Wave of Change cardigan that we did out of a cotton yarn. This is out of a wool, but you could easily flip flop them around and they're pretty interchangeable, which is nice. So just going to town on that one. It's a really cute semi-cropped sweater, but it's got this really interesting detail on the decreases. So yeah, I'm just knitting for a while on that one. We didn't get to go up to the campground this weekend, so I didn't have a lot of in-car knitting time while Victoria was driving, not while I was driving. And the only other thing I'm really actively working on is, am I attached? I am. My mystery knit along from Casapinka. So we are through clue, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Melissa, how many clues do we do? 4 or 5? 2, 3. Maybe we only did 4. You guys will know better than I haven't actually printed anything out for this one. 4. Julie says 4. Okay. It is so much prettier in person. Holly is right. You can't tell. So this was, I could have done it this way. Week 1. I think that was week 2. So all these littles, like it's like a little sampler. Week 3. Maybe no, this was week 3. Now, week 4 was just that light lace and then this little feather and fan ripple. So we have 2 clues left. I really am liking how it looks. Oh, I didn't weave my ends in from this last one. I was being pretty good at weaving my ends in as I was going, but I got a little off track. It smells like campfire. It's one of my favorite smells. Reminding me of bacon. And you can't go wrong if things smell like bacon. So Casapinka is doing this Snarkometer mystery knit along. She skipped a week, and I know she said that she has to take her daughter, I believe child, to college. And so she had too much going on to release a clue and be able to provide support this week. So she skipped a week, and it really is helping people that felt like they were falling behind a little bit to catch up. I know there were a few of us that had to rip back at certain points. That sets us back. I know Cora did. Hi, Sarah. So I'm excited. I was a little bit like halfway through Saturday and I went, oh, I need to go check and see if there's a clue, but there wasn't. So 2 clues left, clue 5 and clue 6, and then we'll be done with that, which will be right around the time of the end of the month. And then starting in October is Stephen West's annual mystery knit along. So if you've never done a Stephen West pattern, I don't know how to, I mean, they're very, they really encourage you to try different things, explore different ideas. He's not in this like narrow lane of here's how things need to be knit or designed. He kind of just makes his own thing. So that big shawl that's right here is last year's slip extravaganza. This year, all we know is it's called shawlography, like choreography. We did chat about it 2 weeks ago a little bit. It takes 5 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I did post earlier that I put some kits together. I only have one of each of those, and I will go through those tonight. But last time I mentioned too about bringing in some of the nice yarns that you have at home, and we can help you coordinate other colors with them. So, you know, we've got everything from the Heritage that runs $11 or $12 a skein, depending on how long it's been up on the wall, because the prices have been going up, to Smushy with Cashmere, sparkle, not sparkle, self-striping. Probably you don't want self-striping for this, but lots of options. So if you bring in 1, 2, 3 skeins that you have at home and need to match other things up with it, we can hook you up with that. So his knit along is also a mystery knit along, which means we don't know anything about it other than it's a shawl. And I believe his is done. I don't know if he said how many parts, how many weeks. Was the last one 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Those of you that have done the mystery knit alongs before, you'll have to let me know. I think last year's was 4 weeks.
The shawlography pattern lists that it's 4 weeks long, every Friday in October.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Except for the first one.
Starting with the 8th, not the 1st.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So there's your answer. 4 weeks, every Friday. This last one I did was every Saturday. There was a release. So starting October 8th, you'll get the first section. And every week after that, for 3 more weeks, you'll get another clue. He is really good about putting links in his patterns to his own videos on demonstrating a certain technique. He kind of makes up new techniques or uses them in a unique way, where if you tried to just Google it or search for it on YouTube, you may not find it. But a lot of his patterns have that support built right in, and the links built right in, which is very nice. He's also good about showing both English and continental. So whether you hold your yarn in your right hand or your left hand, he demonstrates both techniques for the most part. So that's beneficial too. That's what I'm working on. Before I talk about the kits that I have for shawlography, I did want to mention, for those of you that pre-ordered the the Saginaw Sunset Dreaming color, our custom color. They told me they were dyeing it last week. My weeks are getting all messed up. I think it was last week. So I am just eagerly awaiting that email from UPS that says there's a package on its way to me. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I did also request that they dye 70 more skeins of other stuff. So that might have slowed them down a little bit. So hopefully soon. I have an extensive list. If you have mentioned it to me or mentioned it on here, make sure, well, if you've mentioned it, we've got it. I do have more coming in than what was pre-ordered though, so we should be okay there. Okay. There were a couple of things I wanted to talk about as far as kits go. The first is a yarn that has been discontinued. So of course I have a sweater in the yarn and they discontinued it. So I'm gonna offer it to you guys before I don't know. You guys get the first crack at it because I only have enough for one kit of each color. I've got 5 colors. I've got some orangey fall brown tones. I've got some tealy blues, some purples, some pale blues and purples, and then one that's like greens and blues and purples. So just so you have an idea, 5 different colors. I don't have this color, of course. So this pattern has a very unique name. It's called 102-15 sweater. But what's neat is this yarn. I was going to wear this sweater tonight, you guys, but it's way too warm in here. I love this thing. It is cozy, but not when the air is not on in here. So it's done as, it's kind of a poncho with sleeves. It is seamed along the side, but this is how the yarn comes. It's Katia Melody color, or Melody Color, I think sounds more fancy. But half of the ball is solid, and then the other half of the ball is this pretty color changing. So the way it's knit, it's the patterns are designed specifically for this yarn. So you start on the inside and work toward the outside of the ball, start on the outside, work toward the inside. It's a really fun pattern. I did have a couple people get tripped up a little bit when you have to pick up, you knit a square and then you're picking up along both sides to knit around it. But you know, we're here to walk you through that. So it's done in 2 pieces and then seamed. It takes 4 skeins, 2 for the front and 2 for the back. If you wanted to make it longer, I would recommend an extra skein. Yes, my mom made a different sweater. That's the other one that I think Melissa had pulled up. I don't know if Melissa's got that one there or not, but I think that one took 4 also. So there are a couple different pattern options. They have a long, oh, it's like a Ruana sort of thing too. So it's a really unique yarn, and they did some really cool patterns for it. So it takes 4. I have had these priced at $24.99. And what we're going to do with the kits is knock them down to $15.99 a piece, or 15 a piece. That's easier to calculate. So if you do a kit with 4 of these, it's going to be $60 plus tax, of course. And the pattern's a little tricky to find, so you'll have to bear with me on that one. Tammy, do you have extra if we want to make it longer? Is that what you were just going to tell me, Melissa? Okay. I will mention, let me look. I'm looking to see. There's only one that I don't have any extra of. That is this one, the blues. Isn't that so pretty? So this is color 303. I only have 4 of those. So if you wanted to make the sweater larger or make a bigger project, I don't have enough, but I've got enough for one kit for that color 303. This beautiful one I'm holding in my hand, it's got more purples in it than the teals. And they're not all the same on the inside too, which is kind of neat. Like some are more of a cream, some are more of a gray tone. Chandra, fiber content is 90% wool, 10% polyamide. Each skein is 306 yards. It's 100 grams. So they call it a bulky, but it's a really, I've been doing a lot of these chainette style yarns. So if you can see that, normally for a bulky yarn, you're not going to get 300 yards in one skein. That's a lot, which is why you can do this whole sweater with 4. Okay, so this is color 302, and I do have 5 of these in stock. So you could make yours a little bit longer, or if you wanted 5 to make a bigger project. I don't think I mentioned it this time, but if you see a color that you want, you can put it in the comments. Let us know how many skeins you want and whether you want them shipped or picked up, and I will get in touch with you after. If you're watching this after the fact, I do really try and still go back and check comments and make sure I don't miss anything. So that's 302. Color 301 is the purples and blues and greens. Oh, it's upside down. Look at that. There we go. And it's got this real pale cream in the middle. There are, okay. Here's a picture of the Ruana that I was talking about that takes 4 skeins also. So that kind of gives you, I don't know if it's this one or not. I think it might be this one. Those blue and grays. Gives you a different idea of what you could do with it. Color 304, is that color 304? No, it's different. Okay, so where was I? The 301. This is 301. I have 6 of these in stock. So I can do them as kits or I can do them individually. Kits would be 4, and then if you need extra, just let us know. Cora said 308, 4 of those. Do I have 308? Did I say 308? I might not have that one, Cora. Did I say it? I have 303. 301. Sorry, you guys, I'm not going in number order either. 302. That's the pale blues and purples. This is the one I think my mom did her top out of. That's just absolutely beautiful. This is 306. And 306 I have 5 of also. 303, okay. And the last one is 307. Just these pretty brown tones. They do have a shawl that takes 2 skeins, a very beautiful garter triangular shawl with that color. So with 2, you could do a pretty good size shawl. They also have this cool vest that I'm gonna say it takes, well, it says it takes 3. Isn't that cool? So you start in the back with this little spiral, and then the fronts each end with that color too. So lots of ideas. That one takes 3. The shawl takes 2. The 2 sweaters that we talked about take 4. So there's the last one, color 307. Oh, there's the other one. That knitted jumper pattern is the one that my mom knit, and it's really cool. Hi, Jackie. My mom's make sure I say hi to Jackie while she's on. I love it. I love it when I see names pop up of family and friends. And all of you, of course. Okay, Jamie, I see your comment on there too. So again, let me go through the colors. 303 is gone. 301. Pretty much a creamy white in the middle, and then greens, blues, and purples. Look at how beautiful that is. 302, now I can try and go in order. Kind of a bluey gray in the middle, and then you get these pale purples and blues. Now 306 is this muted taupey color and mauve. I love me some mauve. It's just beautiful. And 307, the browns, the good autumn tones. If you wanted to just make a big cozy shawl for somebody, 2 of these would make such a beautiful, it would be like a warm hug, but not really not a really heavy blanket.
Kristen, how many of the brown, the 307 did you have?
I have 6 total.
Okay, you have 2 left.
So 2 left. Okay. 2 of the brownish, Tammy says. Okay, so of the browns, 307, I have enough. I have 2 left. That would be enough to make that shawl. Beautiful. Look at how big that is. All right. Pam, I don't think I have that one printed out. I don't. I apologize. I know Melissa did post a link to it. I was trying to find them all. That's why we were a little bit running late, because I was trying to find patterns. 301 is the greens and purples and blues. 302 is the pale purples and blues. 306 is the mauve and taupe. And if nobody snatches that one up, that might be a sweater for me. Because I don't have any sweaters, you guys. And I have 2 left of 307. Okay, so, oh, I didn't even talk about what's on the back of my chair. I finished my curly Q, you guys. And if you didn't see my post on Show Off Your Faux Friday, I decided to not seam it up. So I definitely have to stand up for this one. Curly Q blanket is done. Let's see how to best hold this up and show it. It's so big. All right. So there you go. It's all short rows. If you make this, by the time you're done, you will be a short row expert. So it starts at one edge with your cast on, one of these 2 edges, and you end, bind off, and you're supposed to seam this up. But we've got Deb's here and hers is seamed. So I decided I would leave this one open so you could wear it as a big, look how cute that would be with a belt. It's like a kimono style. I still probably think I'll put it on the back of my couch, or then I can just grab it and throw it over my shoulders. But it's a beautiful It makes me feel like a bird. Yes, it is. I'm very happy with how it turned out. My video for Facebook is a little bit delayed, and I'm watching myself waiting. I thought I was going to start dancing. So this is done with worsted or DK weight yarn. What I used was the same as what I did my wave of change jacket in, the Cumulus. So it's only two different yarns. It's just that one is kind of that stripy, and the other is this, they call it rainbow, where it gradiates from one color to another. Tammy, yes, now you should make all the things. All right, it's telling me my earbud's gonna die, so it's usually my indicator when I need to wrap things up a little bit. Diane, I'll get with you and make sure I get the right sweater pattern. All right. Tell me if you can hear me now or not. Yeah, okay. All right. Shawl plus blanket. I know it's a schlanket. Okay. So what's left is kits for the Stephen West mystery knit along, the shawlography. It takes 5 skeins. Like I said, I posted pictures earlier. I had 6 different kits that I put together. If you're unsure of what you like or colors you think might go together, a good place to start is to find a variegated that has colors in it that you like, and you can pull from that. So an example would be this one here. So I pulled this skein, Amok it's called, and it's mostly natural, but it's got these dark purples, these bright reds, these bright yellows. So I started pulling colors from that. Had to get these purples. Look at this. This is one of the new skeins that just came in from Malabrigo, Ursula. That's the only one I have left. And of course, it needs to go in a kit. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So this is one of the kits that I put together with the pattern and the 5 skeins. This kit would be $135. Each of them are a little bit different. So bear with me on this because we didn't have time to go over it ahead of time. So we're going to call this the Amok grouping, $135. Then I did the same thing with this Gusto wool that I had left. It's greens, but it's got blues, it's got browns, it's got grays. So I pulled a blue gray, a brown, a brighter green. This is also Gusto, so it's got the same blues, the same browns, the same grays, and then this bright pop blue. Blues and greens are beautiful. This one is $115. And so I do only have one of each of these, but if you want me to play around with something different, I'm happy to do that. If you say, hey, I like this, but can you pair it with something else? I love doing that stuff. So that's my blues and greens. This is just, I can't decide if it's spring or fall. All the greens and golds. All of these are Malabrigo sock. So 100% superwash merino. Isn't that gorgeous? This gray gold is a new one that I got from them called Land of Oz. It's so cool. That's my greens. That kit is 105. I got a couple more, but I got to move stuff out of the way. Oh. This one I feel like would just, it's very spring. It would brighten up your day, brighten up your morning. But look at how beautiful that is. All these, they're not really, I wouldn't call them pastels. They're not pastels, but they are pale. All these gorgeous, gorgeous colors. These are all from Dana of Ice Melon's Stash or Supernova Dye Works. Same person, different labels. Seems Wizard of Oz-ish. Yes, the green and gold, it does. Very Emerald City. Haha. Yes, Nicole, this is very Peeps. They look solid, except when you get up close, you can see the variation. This blue is called Benevolent but Bold. And I may have been hiding this behind the counter for a while because I love it so much and I didn't want to put it out. But just look at that different, like the lights and darks in there. Some of it's shadow, but some of it's just the variation is so subtle, but so beautiful. Yeah, so that's my Peeps, my Peeps color grouping. That one is 135. So different prices are because different dyers charge a different amount. So Malabrigo is a little bit more cost effective. They're not really an indie dyer per se, so they have bigger processes and they get a little bit of a probably a price break on their supplies. All right, here's the next one. This is another new color that I got from Malabrigo, Sneezy. So all their new colors are kind of this fairy tale, I guess. So this is Sneezy. So it's variegated, but it's still kind of the same tones for everything. Then they have Geppetto. So I've got those two in there, but then to lighten it up, what is this one? Gingy. That's one of the ones that was from the Temperance Shawl. And then some blue gray and some purple gray. This eggplant, look at that. Oh, it's so gorgeous. So this is my fairy tale one, I guess. Even though fairy tale in my mind is more like princesses, but it doesn't have to be, clearly. Melissa, some of your Malabrigos came in. Some of them did not. I didn't even get a chance to tell you that. That kit is 105. And this last kit is a little bit like the first one, but richer tones. So this one I started with Ice Melon Stash Salt Bay. It's been one of my favorite colors of hers for a long time. So you probably can look at this and have some idea of where I'm going with the colors I pulled for that. Queen's Lake, look at that. Indigo. Do Re Mi. Isn't that gorgeous? A lot of these colors from Dream in Color I just got in to go with, to coordinate with my club colors. And then this is where it kind of throws a wrench in things, but I love how it looks, this water green. Isn't that gorgeous? I can't wait to see what his patterns are going to look like, because I think Well, obviously, I think any of the combinations I put together would be beautiful. I could just play all day, which is what I have been doing. I've been putting these kits together and people have been snagging them. And then I have to put more together. It's fun. I still haven't figured out what mine is going to be. Actually, I had mine picked out mentally, but somebody bought it. So that's okay. So this one is 145. And I don't know what I would call this one. The Salt Bay one. So I know it takes a while to go through them all. I don't need to I don't need to bore you guys with going back through them again unless you want me to. Melissa, could people use the Snarkometer kits that are behind you and add one? Huh. I bet you probably could. So these are the kits that Melissa's talking about. I have a couple of the teal left, one of the pinks and purples. The kits that Dreaming Color did for the Snarkometer knit along, which is what we're working on right now, have calls for 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn. The yarn that they have in here is, they call it light sport weight, heavy sock weight, heavy fingering weight. It's 50% silk, 50% merino wool. And it's beautiful. Look at that. So yes, I believe you absolutely could get one of these kits and then add a 5th color to it. Or if you got one of these kits and you decided you didn't want to make the Casapinka shawl, we could add one to the kit that you got and make it work for the Stephen West one. Then of course, we've got the whole sock wall. So anything that's back here will work. Let me double check. I have some woolly wool back here that wouldn't be so great for it. I don't think that's good for color work. And then, like I said before, the self-striping, probably not the best thing for it either. But Jamie, we have no idea what the shawl looks like. He doesn't tell us anything about it. Sometimes when designers do a mystery knit along like this, like Casapinka gave us at least a schematic that said it was going to be a long rectangle. Stephen West probably won't be a long rectangle. He's really been getting more into lots of geometric shapes. He said in how the colors play together will be similar to the vertices unite, which I believe was a knit along of his a few years ago. That's half of the fun of it though, is just knowing that you are knitting along with a group of people and all just as clueless. Holly. Oh yeah, well, we already picked yarns out for Holly's last week. Tammy said fairy tales need princes too. Yes, that's right. Joyce said I was wearing the depth of that blue. Yes. Jamie, I don't know if he's put that on there, if it's considered advanced or not, but I would generally say no. The way he writes his patterns, he basically says they are suitable for adventurous beginners or, beginner to intermediate. Like I mentioned, he's really good with pattern support in terms of videos demonstrating certain techniques. Plus, we're here. We're here to help whenever we can, but I would not say that it's going to be an advanced pattern. So I will post. Yeah, Holly said the same thing. You always have me to help. I will repost the picture that I posted earlier of these 6 different kits If there's something you want from there, I will be happy to pull it for you. Again, you can message me or put a comment in on the video or on the photos that I share. Um, oh, you guys, I got excited for a minute. I just had an email pop up on my phone that said I have a package coming via UPS, but it's Notions, which is still exciting, but it's not the dream and color I was hoping for. So I think that's all I've got. Well, I did want to talk about local restaurants though. I try and remember to mention what places we support each week, locally owned businesses. Because it was my birthday last week, we ate out a lot. We don't do that very often. I like to cook. In fact, I spent this morning doing all kinds of meal prep for the week, which I'm also not good at, but now we have dance and school and work and camping, and we only have one kid, and I don't know how anybody does it with more. So we went to the Panda House the other day. For those of you in Saginaw, you probably know where it is and what it is. It's Chinese food. It's very good. Reminds me of a restaurant in Port Huron called the China Light. Growing up, we went there, and it's I wish it had been busier. It seems like a lot of restaurants we go into, especially the big chains, Applebee's, we did go there because I was craving their wonton chicken tacos. Those places seem packed, and I really wish that I saw more of that at the small locally owned businesses. We also went to Harvey's last week, which is really good. And, you know, I feel for them because they are definitely in the thick of not having a lot of staff, front of the house, back of the house. And it makes for, it doesn't make for a rushed meal. If you're there and you're on a time limit, that it's not ideal, but I just hope that people have some grace with any restaurants right now. Melissa, what is a good place for lunch near the shop on retreat Thursday? Just near the shop, not in the shop? Of course we have, well, not in the shop, but in the marketplace. Yeah, we've got a retreat coming up in a week and a half, and that it is all booked up. We're just making the final arrangements now for everything. Everything in the marketplace will be open on Thursday. And then across the street for lunch is Valerie's. It's a great little locally owned place right next to well, 2 stores down from the coffee shop, Dawn of a New Day. I really like their salads, their desserts. I think that's all I've had from there, but I hear good things about it. So that's Valerie's. Oh, so if you're out going east on 46, you'll go through this little town called Kingston, and they have this restaurant called Biagio's, and they moved a couple years back into a new building that's on the west side of Kingston. And what a fantastic little place. It works out well for us to meet my folks there because it's almost a halfway point for us. But a great, my husband said it's like a pizza joint. I think it was a little, pizza joint is not what I would think of when I would think of it, but they do have really good pizzas, really huge pizzas, strombolis. But like I got a half a rack of ribs that were just fall off the bone delicious. Stick Julie, I know you. I think you know it. Stick a fork in it, but that's kind of funny on Federal. That's true. They are right around the corner. They're in the building where Bradley's used to be, and then it was Richie Rich's very briefly. Now it's Stick a Fork and put a fork in it. She was in the market for a little while. Melissa, your cousin owns that place. That's right. I forgot that. I knew that there was a connection there. I think that's it. I talked about a lot tonight. We didn't talk much about techniques, but that'll have to be next time. So, oh, look at that. It's a pizza place. It's in the name. Yes, my husband said. Mom Valerie's is Melissa's talking about. Her cousin owns Valerie's. I will post photos. I will repost individual photos of the kits that I put together with some prices and some more info. As always, if you have any questions, you can message me. You can always put comments on the video after it's done. If you go back and rewatch it, or just want to pop a little comment in there, I do get notifications even after the live is done. So I think that's it. I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you are inspired to get something on the needles, get something off the needles or hooks. Do something creative, cook something, paint something, play with yarn, of course. We like to do that a lot. I hope you have a great week, and I will see everybody next Monday at 7, or sooner if you guys stop in to see me. All right. Bye.